Hello, everybody. Daniel Johnson from Venza, operating from our Dutch office here in The Hague. Glad you all came. Thank you for joining us again. With me, as always, my friend Sean Shields from the Roswell office. Sean waving to the people. All right, we've got a couple of veterans here. They're going to share their raw reaction to a subject. They don't know what it's about, but they will, off the cuff, give us their raw reactions. Why don't we find out who's here? Agatha, do you mind starting?
Sure, yes. Thanks for having me. And hi, my name is Agatha. I'm from Hotelkit. Hotelkit basically is a Slack bot for your employees in your hotel. We created Hotelkit for the complexity of because of the complexity of running and operating hotels. Yeah, that's what it is.
Good to have you, as always. Sam, tell us about yourself.
Hey, I'm Sam, Director of International Sales for Sertifi. We allow companies to finalize business faster. We provide them with electronic signature, third-party credit card authorization, and PCI compliant solutions for their properties.
Good to have you, as always. As you both were talking, it just occurred to me that I cannot remember the last time I was in a crowd of people just saying, well, tell me about what Venza does. And the whole kind of the act of just talking about it is we're all going to have to get into practice, hopefully very soon when things open up. Well, Sean's got something on deck ready to share with you, and we're going to get your reaction to it. You ready to rock, Sean? All right, here it goes. So this is a recent article that's available from our friends over at Skift. 5 trends that will define the future of business travel. We are all hearing that the promise of casual vacation travel. That's been the only kind of bright spots in the pandemic, and many people thinking that is the engine that seems most likely to reemerge more quickly. Everybody's anxious to have that vacation. But what about business travel? So if you wouldn't mind, Sean, just jumping straight to page 19. These are the 5 trends in this article. You're welcome to go and check out the article and read trends 1 through 4. But for today's reaction video, I wanted to look specifically about this trend. Remote work will place greater importance on corporate travel. And essentially what they're talking about here is with the idea of more and more people working remote, the idea that remote working is here to stay, that people won't be commuting into offices. Organizations have seen that kind of thing working now. So what the article is indicating is that there will be a tendency for the business travel to be wrapped up into those meetings, those not only sales meetings, not only with clients, but business travel, to have those ever important face-to-face meetings for big decisions, big things to happen. Big time, highly intensive collaborative work with your teams, with your own teams. So, which is interesting because that's something I've been kind of having on my mind for my own team. So my question to you all is, do you think that this trend is there's something to it, this number 5? If you wouldn't mind, Sean, just scroll up a little bit so we can see what the title of 5 is again. Just a little bit on that page. Yeah. So, will remote work place greater importance on corporate travel? Why don't we start with you, Agatha? Put you on the hot seat. What do you think?
It is indeed a hot seat. So doing remote work since a few months already. It was awesome in the first months. However, I did miss the office at some point. I feel like when I come to the office, I'm sometimes way more productive.
Yeah.
Because I'm in this bubble. So I have a feeling that the balance is really important between those two, to still have this kind of area where you can go work with your colleagues.
Yeah.
the colleagues having these conversations about things left and right, just have to ask something really fast instead of on Skype, right? It makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
However, I do not think that we have to come back to this 5 days a week in office. Like, I feel like there's going to be change, of course, 100%. But I do not think that we need humans. And we like to work in the team. We hate it, but we love it. It's like a love-hate relationship, I think. And we still need it. And I have a feeling that this remote work, yes, it will work, but people will not mind to go and mingle with people at some point in the week, 1 day a week, 2 days a week. Yeah.
Do you think it'll end up where, you know, you'll have a situation where somebody will say, well, I was paying expensive rent in this, you know, in this suburban area, and I really want to be up in the mountains, and so I'm going to work remote up in the mountains, but then I will go into the office headquarters with the rest of the team 1 week out of the month and stay at a hotel and have that intensive, get all my time in with my people.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that'll?
I like the way you think.
Imagine that happening. I can imagine that happening. You know?
I can imagine that happening 100%. Yes, already that like companies usually, if you work in another city and they know about it and they tell you to come here, to come to the office, they pay for your, they pay allowance and those kind of stuff. So, I can see this happening. I can see definitely this happening. And as well, for example, electricity, right? You use way more electricity at home. Your computer, your desk, you use your personal things for work, right?
Yeah.
So that's something to take into consideration as well. And so I have a feeling that we may see some other shift as well in the HR department.
Yeah.
In the corporate travel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see that too. Sam, what do you think, buddy?
Totally agree. I've been in a position where for several of my jobs, I've worked remotely anyway. And for me, remote currently, my head office is in Chicago, right? So no problem, same difference. I work remotely for most of the time, and then I have to travel into the office every so often, be it for sales kickoff or conference or, you know, big meeting or whatever else. Yeah. But yes, exactly. Remote working is going to mean that instead of people working close to their office in a commutable distance, they can live just about anywhere as long as they have an internet connection and whatever else. But as we all know, being road warriors, at some point you have to have that in-person collaboration, in-person contact and everything else. And so with businesses now reducing the amount of office space that they take up and so on and so forth, they now free up that money maybe to enable corporate travel and to make it easier for people to meet once a quarter or once a month, or as you suggested, Daniel, maybe working from the office for a week, a month, and, you know, staying in a hotel or whatever else.
Yeah, coming in for Monday through, you know, come in on a Sunday night and work Monday through Thursday really intensely with the team on all the things you need to collaborate on, and then go off
for the rest of the month. Yeah.
Check out the rest of this article. They also have I invite everybody to do that. They also have a bit about the role of the travel manager, and the role of the travel manager being tied to risk management. But just think, for some of these larger organizations, if you're going to have people that are team members that are, you know, all over geographically, to coordinate that, you know, those big strategic collaborative sessions, that's a pretty important role to make all that happen for an organization. Yeah. And I think Agatha's spot on. We want to collaborate. We want to be face to face. We want to have that one-on-one or you know, small
human touch,
human experience. But we also want to be able to, you know, be up in the mountains, or, you know, on seaside, or, you know, or in an affordable place, you know, near mom and dad. or whatever.
I feel like balance is really important here. The mix of those two, I think, is like the perfect solution.
Yeah.
Yep.
Environmentally, it might be pretty good if everyone is not having to commute. Cars and cars and cars stuck in
Jet fuel.
freeway.
And less time wasted as well. I mean,
that's the most important resource. Yeah.
I mean, I remember back in my hometown I was stuck in my car for 2 hours per day. Every day I was wasting 2 hours of my day in traffic. And that really, your quality of life goes down so drastically by doing so.
Yeah.
So I already see there's going to be a change in quality of life with this kind of remote work and balance.
Yeah. Very fascinating. So I'm so grateful to be on this trip with you people. I love our conversations, and thank you everybody for tuning in. Any parting words of wisdom, Sean Shields?
No, I got nothing. I mean, other than the commute thing, that's exactly right. When you start thinking about, hey, going back to work, just think about commuting, and you'll reset yourself. You'll go, oh yeah, I forgot about the commuting part. And it's not like you can set up a mini bar in there, with your automatic driving Google car, to get you back and forth. Now, when that happens, commute will be a different thing. It'll be kind of like a little happy hour.
Yeah.
So,
The change on the roadways, though, I mean, incredible. If you were to have people only going a couple of days out of the week, crazy. That's crazy. That's really could make a huge impact.
Huge impact on the climate.
Really big one. And the flexibility that comes with it as well. I feel like sometimes there's some work that you don't have to start on the dot at 9 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, for example. I remember I had to be on the dot at 9 o'clock in the morning at the office. And if I will have left 15 minutes later, it will have took me half an hour and not an hour to go to work. But since I had to be there at 9, I had to be stuck in an hour in the traffic, right? So I feel like this flexibility
how arbitrary it is to have this time, right? And then the stress that's added to that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I was eating my breakfast in the car because I wanted to sleep more. True story.
Not healthy. Yeah. Fascinating. Well, maybe dare I say it, if it doesn't sound too subversive, but maybe there's a gift for all of us that we learn to shift, make some changes. Well, thank you all. See you next time in the next reaction video.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.